These are the two most important things to do first when your child is having a tantrum, what not to do, and why this is exactly what you need to do for yourself when you are stressed and triggered. I'm Sandy Wesnicki, and I help stressed and anxious people find their inner calm and learn how to know, like, and love themselves. And while I work with adults, I also have a 3-year-old. How we were parented ends up translating into our relationship with ourselves and our own stress management. So when I'm working with an adult, basically they're learning how to reparent themselves and teach themselves the skills that they didn't get to learn from an early age. If you have a small child who is having a tantrum, first make sure that everybody is safe, that they're safe, everyone around them is safe. But then we're going to get into those two things. First and foremost, emotional regulation. They are in a dysregulated state. They need you to help them come back down. They are going to be loud and going fast. You need to be quiet and going slow, keeping your energy down and helping them regulate. We are not asking questions, problem solving, teaching, any of those things in that moment because they don't have access to their cognitive abilities in that moment. Not at all. The other thing you need to do when they are having a tantrum is to validate how they are feeling. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to tell them whether they are right or wrong. Just echo back to them what they're feeling. So, for example, my son just had a tantrum and he kept saying, I want to go downstairs. So I would echo back, you want to go downstairs? And he would say, yeah. And as I echo back each time, I see him feeling more seen and more heard. Now, we're not going to go downstairs because it's bedtime. I don't have to tell him, well, we're not going to go downstairs because it's bedtime. That's too much information for him. So those two things that we're going to do are regulation and validation. Now, when adults get stressed or triggered, they try to think their way out of the problem. But just like that toddler, you don't have access to all of your thinking power in that moment. So same thing for you. Start on regulation first, just getting your body back down to calm and into your zone of control. So either that's staying still and doing breath work, or that's moving your body to burn off that adrenaline, just getting yourself back down as a step one. And step two, validating and acknowledging how it is that you feel. What triggered me? How did I react? How am I feeling right now? And validate that before you move on to the next step.